Hi friends, this is Crystal from Homemaking on the Homestead, and today I thought I would talk a little bit about quarantine life and surviving quarantine life. And the main thing today with the coronavirus going around is that some states are being more affected than others. My state, which is Washington State, our governor has issued a stay home, stay safe order. And basically they're asking us not to go out unless we have essential things to get, such as groceries, food. And some states have a shelter at home, shelter in place order. Some have a stay home, stay safe, safer at home, whatever it is. Uh, by the way, if you hear noise going on, that is my husband. He's doing some work project outside. Today I wanted to chat about this, and I understand the need to be doing those things. There's a lot we don't know about the coronavirus, and so I think we need to all be doing our part to keep things safe for those around us. And it's good to remember that self-quarantine is not the same as self-isolation. Self-isolation is if you know that you have been in contact with somebody that has the virus, then you isolate yourself completely in another room until either you're tested and it comes back negative, or you've waited out the how many ever days it is, 14 days or something like that. Self-quarantine, however, is when you have no symptoms and you decide to shelter in place, stay at home for the good of people around you. And I think that that's ideal. That's what we should be doing right now in light of not really knowing about that. I think some of the things, the first important thing to focus on during this, at least this has been my conclusion, is that we should not be fearful. It was Franklin Roosevelt who said, "The only thing we have to fear is fear itself." If we start becoming fearful of the unknown, then it creates panic, it creates hysteria, it creates mass buying of things like toilet paper and food. Currently we do not have a food shortage, so buying groceries for yourself for a couple weeks at a time I think is great. That way you don't have to go back out. But we don't need to be living in a huge amount of fear over this. I think we need to take the basic precautions that are being promoted out there, such as washing your hands and wearing a mask in public if you're in an area, especially like my area in Washington State. Every time I've gone out, I notice more and more people are wearing masks. I'm about ready to pull out my sewing machine, and there's been a lot of great YouTube tutorials on making your own mask, and I thought, well, that's a great use for my scrap fabric, so I may be working on that here pretty soon. Staying at home is more what I wanted to chat about today, and how to handle that and how to deal with that. If you're a person that's used to going out a lot, meeting with people, going to restaurants, doing things, meeting up with family, friends, church, all those things, then this could be a really difficult time for you. I'm pretty much an introvert, and so is my husband, and we live out in the country. We spend a lot of time not going anywhere, especially now that he's retired. So for us, it doesn't seem like our lifestyle has changed too much. We did have to cancel a trip to California. We were going to go down at the end of March to see our daughters and our two grandsons in Sacramento, and I was very sad to have to cancel that. But life will go back to normal at some point, and we will all be able to get back into those normal activities. So today it's like, okay, how do we survive this day to day? What should we be doing? What should we be focusing on? I think probably the most important, not probably for me at least, what is the most important during this time is just to trust God. Trust the Lord and do the precautions as I just mentioned, but remember to always trust Him for what we don't know, what we can't see, and what we can't do. Do what you can and trust the Lord for the rest of it. The other thing that I have noticed is, you can focus on all the things that you can't do or you're not able to have right now, in your life, or you can choose every day to be thankful. And what a great way to wake up in the morning, just to start by thanking God for, one thing. I'm sure once you get going, your list will get longer and longer, but be thankful for what you do have. I was talking to one of my sons who does computer web development, and so his job, of course, he can work from home, so he's been doing that. He jokingly made the comment to me, I should be in introvert's paradise right now because I don't have to work around anybody. I get to keep my own schedule, stay at home. And he says, but I'm finding this difficult. And I just made the comment to him that, well, when it's your choice, it's easy and it's enjoyable, but when it's not your choice and it's forced on you, then it becomes very, very difficult to handle sometimes. So the best way to combat that, of course, is just to be thankful. Find those things, start your list out in the morning of what can I be thankful for today, and what can I focus on today that's good and that's positive. One of the other things that I think is important is to set up a daily schedule. Like I said, if you're used to running around and doing things or going out and visiting people, or you have activities that have had to be canceled, and now you're at home, it's like, what do I do next? What is my day supposed to look like? So set yourself up a good schedule, something that you can follow. I think it's important to get dressed every day. Even if you don't walk out of the house, even if you don't see anybody, it really doesn't matter. I think psychologically, getting yourself dressed, comb your hair, brush your teeth. I've seen a lot of funny memes talking about, I'm changing from my daytime pajamas into my, nighttime pajamas. And they make me laugh, of course, but I still think that we just will feel better about ourselves if we just take care, do that basic self-care. Get your showers in, get dressed every day, right down to shoes, and it will make you feel mentally a whole lot better. My day, my schedule for my days right now is, like I said, very similar to what they might be otherwise. But, I get up in the morning and I have my cup of coffee. My husband and I go out walking every single morning, and we walk anywhere from 2 to 4 miles, and we come back. We have breakfast, and then we work on getting our day going, whatever that might look like. And so what are some of the ways that your day can look like after you get that morning routine done? Now what? My sister-in-law is planting a garden. She has garden space and seeds, and she's purchased some trees that will be delivered, and so she has been working to set up a garden this spring. Another project to work on is, what is that one thing that you have put off that you wanted to learn or you wanted to do, but you say, oh, I don't have time, I'm too busy. Now's the time to do it. Have you wanted to learn a new language? There's great apps for your phone or your tablets, or computer programs that can help you learn a new language. What about learning to knit or crochet or sew? YouTube is full of amazing tutorials that could help you learn those new skills. And again, anything that you might want that you might need to do that, you can order from Amazon and have it delivered. You don't have to go out and get these things. So it's also, if you have a project that you start, you can work on each of those projects every day for a little bit of time, and so that they're kind of ongoing. Every day you have something to look forward to by working on those projects. How about, do you play a musical instrument? My husband plays the guitar. And for the longest time, the guitar has sat in storage because he was just too busy between his job and taking care of this property, that he never had time to really get back into playing the guitar the way he wanted to. Well, you know what? Since he's retired, of course, and since we are staying at home, he's pulled out his guitar from the storage room, dusted it off, and he messes around with that in the evenings, and he's really enjoyed that. So, do you have a piano you haven't touched in years? Do you do that? If you do that, maybe that's something that you could spend a little bit of time every day. Other projects that, you might want to consider would be clean out a closet every day, or a drawer, or an area in your home that needs some improvement. Paint a wall, paint a room that has been needing it, and you haven't been able to get to that project. Some other project ideas are just taking better care of your home, set up a better daily schedule, focus on different areas of your home right now. Do you have clutter in areas that you want to clean up? Do you have daily routines that you would like to improve, or weekly schedules for your home that you would like to improve? Keep a journal. I think this is an incredibly monumental time, and if daily you kept a journal of what you did and how you survived quarantine, or how, what you did to get through this difficult time, what a great thing for your children and grandchildren in the future to be able to read and see what it was like and what was going on in the world from your perspective. I think also taking care of ourselves. So, get that exercise in. That's one thing that we can do in this situation, is get outside and walk. And go outside, walk, breathe in that fresh air. We walk in the rain, we walk in the sun, we walk in, no matter what the situation is, we get out and we walk. It's so healthy for you. Focus on eating well. Learn to cook healthier foods. Learn to cook meals. Try things that you didn't want to try before because it was just too much hassle. Well, now's the time to try some of those gourmet recipes that you've always wanted to try. Another thing I think is important to remember on a daily basis is to not forget your loved ones, your family, people that are single and alone, and the importance of reaching out to them. You can give people a phone call that you might not talk to on a regular basis. You can send people a text, Facebook messages, however you can communicate other than actually sitting in their living room with them. Now would be a great time to reach out to people. Because everybody, especially people that live alone, this is going to be even more challenging. So what a great opportunity to stay in contact with people and help them, encourage their day. I hope that you are handling this challenging time well. I hope that you are safe and that you are healthy as well. I'm also curious if anybody would like to comment on whether or not they know anyone personally who has had the virus, and how they're doing. Also, anybody that knows somebody that's had it. I personally don't know anyone that has had the virus, or do I know, but I do know a couple people that have friends living in different parts of the country that have had it, or currently have it. But I would be curious what it's looking like in your area. Have you gotten, what state are you in, and have you gotten a stay-at-home, shelter-in-place, stay home, stay safe type of order from your governor? That is all for today and this Coffee with Crystal. And I hope, like I said, that you are all healthy and safe, and I hope that you are hanging in there. So be blessed, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.